Good afternoon. We begin 13 News at 4 with breaking news in Franklin. That's where police shooting took place just hours ago.
Our Matthew Foltz is live at the scene near I-65 and State Road 44. Matthew, can you share what you've learned?
Yeah, guys, so it's still a very active scene right now. Multiple agencies investigating along with IMPD, state police. As you can take a look behind me, you can still see several SWAT cars right here. The focus of this investigation this afternoon is that burgundy tractor trailer that you see right here on your screen. Now, police telling us that this all happened around 1:30, shortly before 2 o'clock. They say that officers were called here to this area for an investigation. We still don't know exactly what they're investigating, but we do know that an officer-involved shooting happened involving Metro Police. No officers were injured, but we do know that one person was shot and transported to the hospital. And as I am talking right now, we do see Sergeant Perrine with State Police coming back up, along with IMPD Chief Chris Bailey, and we expect him to give another update for us right now. So let's listen in, everyone.
Hey, good afternoon. Sergeant Perrine, Indiana State Police, along with Chief Chris Bailey from IMPD. Earlier this afternoon, about 1:30, officers from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department were following up on an investigation of a wanted person. I'm going to give you a list of the charges that were on the warrant for the person who was wanted, who they were looking for, and then I'll give some more information about the actual incident that occurred. I want you guys to keep in mind, please, that this information we're sharing is preliminary. You can see behind me a very active investigation happening as we're standing here right now. And so a lot of the questions you have are the same questions we have. That's the purpose of an investigation, is to answer those questions. But the person who they were looking for, who they found here in Johnson County, was wanted on warrant for domestic battery committed in the presence of a child, which is a level 6 felony, strangulation, criminal confinement while armed with a deadly weapon, criminal confinement with bodily injury, intimidation with a weapon, interference with reporting of a crime, and pointing a firearm at another person. This person was also a person of interest in a recent homicide that occurred in Indianapolis. So the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department were tracking this person. They found him here. They deployed their SWAT team. The SWAT team conducted an operation in an attempt to take this man into custody. During that operation, shots were fired by officers who were involved, and the suspect was hit by gunfire. He was transported to a local hospital and pronounced deceased at the hospital. Again, a lot of information still yet to come from this. No officers were injured. No uninvolved parties were injured. Everybody's accounted for that we're looking for at this time. We were on scene here with IMPD during the incident was the Franklin Police Department as well as the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. And all of those agencies, including the Indiana State Police, are working together right now to conduct this investigation. However, the ISP is leading this investigation.
Thank you, John. First, I want to say that there was a life lost today, and that's not lost on me or anyone else. It's a tragedy, and no one ever wants to see these type of things come to that. And so my thoughts are with those impacted by that loss. I'm also grateful that our officers are going home to their families tonight. And yet, this is yet another example of our officers putting themselves between us and bad things and bad people in order to keep our community safe, doing exactly what we ask them to do every single day, which is to go after those small number of people and places and behaviors that are contributing to violent crime in our community. It's unfortunate that it had to end this way, and I will now and continue to preach compliance with officers. If we do what you're asked to do, hopefully these things don't end in violence the way and death the way we saw today. It just didn't have to be that way. And so I'm thankful for the assistance we had from the Franklin Police Department, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, and like John said, this criminal investigation of this shooting will be conducted by the Indiana State Police. IMPD is working alongside of the Indiana State Police for the administrative investigation. We'll follow all of the IMPD processes that we've laid out many times in the past. Finally, once the criminal investigation is complete, it will be reviewed by our use of force review board, and then the findings will be given to me. So there's still a lot we don't know. There's a lot of video to go through, a lot of body-worn cameras which were deployed and operating in this particular situation. I'll tell you there also were less lethal tools used in this particular operation as well. And as the investigation moves along, we're hopeful to share more information with you about all the facts and circumstances surrounding this event. So thank you. We'll take any questions.
Have you guys located a firearm?
Yes, a firearm was recovered here at the scene by investigators. It's obviously still here. So yeah, we have recovered a firearm that we believe was in the semi.
And what homicide was this a person of interest in?
That's still a part of the investigation, so I'm not going to reveal that particular incident at this moment. The detectives are still working through all the facts and circumstances of that case, still putting a lot of those pieces together, and there's still a lot of work to do in that case.
And did you guys have a warrant in that case, or just the domestic battery case?
The warrant in this case was just related to a different incident for domestic violence and other
This person
crimes.
is a truck driver, is that correct?
I'm not exactly. He was in a truck. I'm assuming. I don't know what he does for a living, but he was in that room.
And as you guys just heard there, you are hearing an update from both Indiana State Police Sergeant John Perrine as well as Chief Chris Bailey with IMPD. So, guys, we're going to continue to listen in on this and send it back to you and just an unfortunate situation as this investigation still continues.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much. That's Matthew Foltz live on the scene in Franklin, where we're just hearing of a police-involved shooting there. The scene is near I-65 and State Road 44, where we have learned officers have been involved in a shooting in Franklin. We know that SWAT was called in, a firearm was found at the scene, and the person involved, the alleged suspect at this time, is dead at the hospital. There were no officers injured in this incident.
And we'll check back in with Matthew here in a few minutes from Franklin. I want to get to our other big story this afternoon. Right now, state lawmakers will be meeting after all to vote on congressional redistricting. Despite opposition from Senate leadership, supporters had insisted this issue is not dead, and today came the proof.
So 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker is live at the State House. And Emily, can you just kind of explain how we got here, what happened, what's the latest?
Yeah, Felicia and Dustin, this all happened in just the past few hours. Republican House Speaker Todd Huston put out a statement just after 1 saying the House would reconvene this coming Monday on December 1st as part of the regular 2026 legislative session. And Huston said that is when all legislative matters could start being dealt with, including redistricting. Now, soon after Huston put out his statement, Republican Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray, he put out a statement saying the Senate would be back the following week on Monday, December 8th, as part of the regular session. Bray said that that's when the Senate would make a final decision on the redistricting proposal that they expect that they would be getting from the House. Now, Governor Braun then posted on X reacting to this news. In his post, the governor said, quote, "This Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for both chambers of the Indiana General Assembly convening to vote on fair maps. Hoosiers deserve to have fair representation in Washington, and now the General Assembly needs to deliver a 9-0 map, which will help level the playing field." Republican State Representative Craig Haggard, who's running for Congress in the 4th District, reacted to the news. If the maps change, that could change which district Haggard runs in.
I'm kind of glad now we know something. I think part of the frustration was not knowing what's going to happen. We still haven't, as far as I know, seen any maps. So it'll be good to finally see that so we can evaluate whether we think it's good or bad. And this is what, we've been called to do our jobs, do it in front of the public, and then make those decisions so everybody can see what we're doing.
Both Speaker Huston and Senator Bray said by coming in December, that would mean that the regular 2026 legislative session would wrap up sooner, by the end of January. Now, quickly after this news broke, it received a lot of pushback from Democrats, including from members of the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus, who condemned today's announcement, saying that none of their constituents had called over these past 3 months to say that they wanted to see redistricting redistricting taken up. Chairman of the IBLC, State Representative Earl Harris, said that by reconvening in December, that would cut into valuable time, he said, in January to address things like the cost of health care and the cost of living. I actually just wrapped up speaking with House Minority Leader Phil Giaquinta just a few moments ago, and you'll hear from him coming up tonight at 5. Dustin, Felicia?
Emily, has anybody actually seen the map lawmakers are going to be voting on?
You know, Dustin, if they have, they're not saying. I asked Representative Haggard that very question on a Zoom call I had with him about an hour ago, and he said, look, you'll probably see them at the same time I will. So we've been checking the legislative website, the General Assembly's website, and so far we haven't seen any bills filed on redistricting yet. Dustin, Felicia?
We know you'll keep an eye on it, Emily. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Emily live at the State House there. Okay, let's move on. We'll get back, keep monitoring those, the breaking news and of course Emily's story. And just in time for Thanksgiving travel, the weather may cause some problems this week in Indiana. Sean! Exclamation point.
Bad timing.
Yeah, it's going to be windy tomorrow, which could impact flights. And if you're staying at home, when you step outside, that wind is going to impact you. It's going to be much
taking
colder.
a dip, huh?
Yeah, it's going to feel much colder here. So I want folks to kind of be aware of this. Let's run it all down for you.
Okay.
It's on our weather blog. Just posted that bad boy. This is the rundown here. No big changes to our forecast, but we know it's a big travel day tomorrow. 40 to 50 mile per hour on the gust. We'll have some snow showers that could lower visibility and wind chills in the 20s. So be aware if you drive a high profile vehicle or if you're on the roads, know that those are going to be impacted, and potential for some flight delays because of the turbulence we're expecting tomorrow. Now, right now, we are in the 50s with clouds and drizzle. Tomorrow, the wind chill is going to make it feel 30 to 35 degrees colder. These are wind chills tomorrow midday. And that wind is going to have some teeth to it, no doubt about it. It's coming from this weather system up to our northwest. So these are winter storm warnings that extend over into lower Michigan, where the lake effect machine is going to start cranking as this second front moves over the lake later tonight. Now that front's going to sweep through here. It's going to bring the cold and bring the wind for tomorrow. We'll have a updated Thanksgiving and Circle of Lights forecast and a very busy 7-day outlook here in just a few minutes.
All righty, Sean, we'll see you then. Thank you. Let's take a live look now at I-70 and rural Keystone as traffic starts to pick up, not just for the end of the workday, but also with a lot of people already on the road for Thanksgiving. According to AAA, nearly 82 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home this year, and that's between today and Monday. It's also 1 million more than last year. And it won't just be busy on the roads either.
No, we already know the airports are set to be busy too. The FAA says this year air travel is going to be the busiest in 15 years. Our Ella Rhodes is live at Indianapolis International Airport right now with how things are looking there. Are you seeing a lot of folks out there, Ella?
Yeah, Felicia and Dustin, it's actually just starting to pick up in this TSA line. They say this afternoon, early evening wave of travelers is from 4 to 6. I'm going to give you a closer look here at all of those travelers coming into TSA. The lines are starting to gather quite a bit, but this is the earlier part of that first wave. So if you have a flight that's coming up in that 4 to 6 window, TSA really recommends that you arrive to the airport 2 hours early. Now, while the FAA is calling today the busiest holiday travel day nationwide in 15 years, the Indianapolis airport says tomorrow will actually be the busiest day for them. They expect to have around 30 to 40,000 people traveling in and out of here every day this week for the holiday. Now, this year, INDTSA says to keep your shoes on at security to make things move a bit smoother, and I know we all love to hear that. Also, put those loose items like your phone back in your carry-on to make TSA security move a little bit faster. And for folks wanting to bring back any leftovers from Thanksgiving, they say if you could spray it, spread it, or pour it, TSA says to put it in your checked bag. Aaron Batt with TSA says employee morale is higher compared to a few weeks ago during the government shutdown, and they're prepared for the busyness of the holidays. He says the community support during that time really helped going into the travel week.
And that type of, response helps our employees feel appreciated, and they want to, give back as well. And that's through the service that they provide for safety and security for those flying out.
So he also says the other busy wave that they see is from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. in addition to that 4 to 6 p.m. wave. And if you're not sure what you can bring through security, he says you can actually text #AskTSA and you'll receive a real-time answer. Now, as always, arrive early to the airport. You never know what can happen. Check your flight status with your airline and also at the airport website. And of course, if you have any questions, be sure to just check all your resources and get here early, because you never know what's going to happen with weather and travel. As Sean was mentioning, we have some winter wind and weather coming up too.
Okay, all reasons to be early, like you said. Thank you, Ella Rhodes at the airport. We appreciate it. And we have more.
In this season of gratitude, there's a local nurse one family is so thankful for. She saved a life in a mid-flight emergency. Mary works at Community South, but on a recent flight off the clock, she took action when the pilot announced someone needed medical help. That woman in need, Sophie, in her 90s. She'd lost her balance on the plane, speech suddenly slurred, and her daughter noticed her mom's face drooping. Sophie was having a stroke. But because Mary, nicknamed Rambo by her colleagues at Community South Hospital, took control, rendered aid, and forced a fast emergency landing, Sophie recovered. Back home in 17 days, the best possible outcome, and her family is exceedingly thankful. This incident is also a reminder of awareness and the key of time in saving a life. The Be Fast acronym identifies signs of a stroke. Also so important as you gather with your own family. We have more info right now on WTHR.com.
An extra special Thanksgiving for that family. Huh?
Yes, be fast. Make sure you're recognizing the symptoms there. I'm glad she was good.
We all hope for a Mary on our loved ones' flights, too.
Yeah.